Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver and today we're playing the Fates, one of my favorite heroes to play. And I would suggest sticking around to the end of this one because it's kind of a wild finish. But yeah, let's just get into it. We're faced with a pretty awkward opening shop, so we actually take the forbidden fruit and take a roll, and we get paid off immensely with this blind mouse. And then we get paid off once again by the game showing us a shop full of blind mouse. So this is a spot where we could potentially be able to get double blind mouse in the beginning here, but unfortunately the gold doesn't quite work out. If this was like the old Fates where we just got like a bonus character in the shop, we would be able to, because we'd be able to take two other characters other than mice. But since that isn't the case here, we are gonna have to triple it. We can lock the fifth mouse here and just see if we can get another one. But unfortunately, yeah, we're not gonna be able to get the double mouse lock here anyways. We get a fool's gold out of our blind mouse. I just kind of glossed over that last turn, but yeah, that's gonna give us a way to get back into the game, as we're obviously down low on units, but it's also gonna give us some very good econ throughout the game here and allow us to pull ahead. We didn't take the Cindy. Normally you take Cindy on the Fates, but since we have fool's gold, we're not gonna see spells, so taking Cindy is probably not worth it. And there is our sixth blind mouse, nice and early for us. We get our Poly Slay as well, thanks to these stag stats. We do lose the fight and take a significant chunk of damage, but I mean, other things are going well enough that we're not too disturbed by that. Again, we're going to be able to fill up our board this turn. We get ourselves an Ogre Princess, and now we have a 3 of Swords to enhance the stats on our board. So all things considered, even though we lost the last combat, we're still feeling very good about our spot. And the upgraded stats from the Fates secondary ability is definitely adding strength to our board. These golden mice, usually like pretty anemic at this point in the game, are actually significant, hold significant stats here. Consider taking the pair of Lonely Princes here, but decide against it. I mean, I think on 3.2 I can probably do better. I want to find level 3 characters. I don't really want to be investing in level 2 royals at this point. We find our pair of pigs here, and we find a Princess Peep. Princess Peep is excellent when we have 3 of Swords, as it's just gonna add a ton of power to our board. We get our pair for the Ogre Princesses as well, which again, it's just gonna keep adding to our econ. I think we're not gonna play the second one though. We are gonna play Medusa in 1 and hope that we get some get the stag value while it's in slot 2, even though it's unlikely. And we see that immediately we lose our stag to the first attack. I swear, the slot number 2 is the most attacked into slot in the game. But yeah, we win that combat handily. We get our Ogre Princess Slay, and we get both our pig gold. Combine that with our fool's gold, and we have 16 gold to work with here. So we are very rich. We'll take a godmother and a friendly spirit that has some extra stats, as well as we get a secondary peep here. So that's going to work very well with our godmother. We're kind of disincentivized to play our pigs now, but I mean, we kind of want to keep piling up the gold, so I think we're going to try and get away with playing 1 still. There is an Arthur, but we don't really have the upgraded royals, but we roll once and then we find the upgraded royals. So I almost wanted to retroactively go back and take that Arthur, but probably not worth it here. When we're this far ahead, Crystal Ball is obviously very good, but the fact that we have Fool's Gold means I probably shouldn't take it. But we do find a treasure map from our Peep Triple. I think we want to keep our Fool's Gold around a little bit longer, so we're going to replace the helm that we just picked up. Yeah, I think that's the right play. Again, our Fool's Gold is going to help us find the triples to get our treasure map finished. So I think we can give up those 10 extra stats. Unfortunately, we lose kind of a 1 in 3 there to not keep our pig. But I mean, again, we have so much extra gold that it probably won't matter too much. But at this point, pig might be becoming a liability. We're against bottom board Peter Pants. So we picked up a feasting dragon from our ogre princess, and I think we're gonna pick up another one for a pair and try and get some more value that way. Try and kind of press our advantage from this from our econ. They're a little bit awkward as they don't work with the fairy godmother, of course, which we are gonna play over the pig. As I said, I think it's fallen off a bit, and we're pretty unlikely to actually get value out of it. Peter Pan's does have a ton of stats over on those doublies though, so that is kind of concerning. Fortunately, once the Fanny attacks into our back line, the doublies do shrink, but not enough for us to win the combat. So we're down to 22, which it's not terrible, but it's still a little lower than I would like to be. So we're not going to hold off for a 7. We're just going to fire off this Medusa triple and get our level 6 from our treasure map. Level 6 treasures are generally very, very good at stabilizing us. And I mean, the wand and the phoenix feather I think are both very solid. I mean, if I'd taken wand, I guess I couldn't have replaced the fool's gold. Never mind. Wand was probably not a consideration there. But anyways, mimic fool's gold plus mimic 3 of swords is going to add a ton of value to our game here. We're going to be getting a ton of extra econ, and our units are all like very, very large. It's a pretty big mishmash on our board right now. I was just going to lock this, but going into 5, I think I just sell for it. And yeah, none of those treasures were particularly appealing, so we decided to just abandon them and play down a unit, and we just bank 1 gold. We get our feasting sleigh, and Medusa does clean up the rest of the combat there. The last unit remaining anyhow. And I mean, a 1913, even without spells, I think is worth taking here. Especially since we're gonna get a level 5 treasure out of this Lancelot, like relatively easily. All we need to do is find a little bit a small amount of ways to enhance the stats, and we find a Baba Yaga, which we're gonna put the feasting dragon first, of course, just so we can try and get as much value out of that as we can. And I think as long as the Lancelot gets a slay this turn, which I think it's relatively likely to do, then or likely to slay. As long as we get 1 slay, it means we'll be able to proc it next turn. Also, we locked a second Wombats. The Wombats with the double 3 of swords, as well as all the feasting dragon stats, is a fantastic unit. I mean, Wombats just in general with a lot of stats is very, very good here. Pops out a large Baba Yaga. Also, we did get our slay, and our Lancelot did survive, so we're gonna get our level 5 treasure here. There's definitely an argument for Drac Saber over one of these treasures, because I mean, double Drac Saber is very, very strong, but I feel like I want to get this a hand of minus. I'm not entirely sure if the Baba Yaga was in the shop or not. If it's from the ogre princess, then it wouldn't have been, and yeah, it wasn't. So I took that first just in case, because I think I would have rathered a golden Baba Yaga, but I was happy to settle for golden Wombats there. Wombats is fantastic. Also, we find a couple of friendly spirits with these feasting dragons stats. They combine to be very, very large, and we're gonna take a reduplicator there. We're running out of time, so we're just gonna cast a spell and bank a gold here. But yeah, the reduplicator with mimic with this golden Wombats is gonna produce a ton of stats for us, especially if the friendly spirit stats go onto one of these Wombats. And they do. But unfortunately, or fortunately, we're just too strong to even get there, so we don't even really see the power of the reduplicator in that spot. Really considered Copycat for doing the Wombats Copycat shenanigans. Yeah, I think it ends up being a little bit too cute though, so we decide against it. But we find a triple for our Baba Yaga, which is like, I mean, we're not really a slay comp, but it's a lot of stats. It's a huge range character, and we're still getting some feasting value, so we're happy to pick it up here. Also, we got a very large Doom Breath off of our TLK there, which is very nice. It's going to add a lot of scam strength to our board. I mean, I think we're pretty likely to beat any comp that isn't running a soul attack at this point with such a large Doom Breath. Our slot 3 Medusa gets an attack off. And once again, we're either fortunately or unfortunately too strong to see our Wombats or Duplicator combo kind of do anything here. Now we're down to a top 3 situation. So we're against Apocalypse and the Peter Pants that had the strong doublies earlier in the game and they were at 12 while everyone else was above them several turns ago. So the fact that they were able to turn it around is, I mean, good for them. Probably bad for us, which means they hit a pretty massive power spike at some point. And there is a Hercules, which we are absolutely going to pick up. We've got it so close to being a 2-shotter. We just need to put one stat on there if we're going to support it. But I figure we'll play it in the back row. Apocalypse has to be strong, so if we can get this Friendly Spirit stats onto the Hercules, then it's going to be able to get there in just one shot. But unfortunately, or fortunately, again, we're just too strong, and we can't get to our back rows. So, I mean, the fact that happened the last 2 combats maybe should have been an indicator that we weren't going to be able to get Herc value in the back. But I guess it's still good to kind of underestimate your own strength a little bit and play it safe. All right, and this Peter Pants has been gaining a bunch of health. They were at 12, so they've gained 10 health since we last saw them. And yeah, we definitely need a direction. I think the most likely scenario is that we are going to end up in Pumpkin, based on our treasures. The Mimic, 3 of Swords, of course, is a big indicator. I think. That's there's not a lot of other builds that really care about that, and as well as we've got the Doom Breath, we've got the Medusa, and we've got the Baba Yaga, so that, Pumpkin just kind of fits. All right, and this opponent again, yeah, they got their Hat Fork Ball. I'm not sure how far they were along last time we saw them. We do get to see our Wombat plus Duplicator in action, and it's not enough anymore, unfortunately. It would have been in the combats before, but yeah, it's just real feast or famine there, and we're on the famine side that time. So we fire off a TLK on the Golden Wombats, hoping to find a direction. Like I said, Pumpkin kind of fits most naturally, but I mean, we would have been able to pivot into Good Boy or something as well. But unfortunately, we just get a second Doom Breath. Doom Breath is obviously a powerful unit, but not exactly what we want here. Oni Tyrant almost fits on this board with the Friendly Spirit, Baba, and Medusa, but I don't think it quite gets there, especially because the Doom Breaths want the first couple attacks, so that we're unlikely to get value. And there's a Pumpkin, and since we got the second Doom Breath, we're absolutely just going to slam that Pumpkin. And also, we don't need to play a full board of evils because we have the Reduplicator plus Mimic. So the Mimic is, I'm pretty sure it copies the first thing that gets summoned from the Pumpkin, which means we'll be getting 3 copies of whatever level 5 character the Pumpkin itself summons, I believe. And since we have the wand is a consideration here, since we're heads up against Peter Pants. If we can find Pigomorphs 2 combats in a row, a triple Pigomorph is generally enough to just end the game. But I figured we should go for the Singing Sword, because Pumpkin in general loves Singing Sword, and I think that's just the correct play there. It's a little bit awkward taking this 3 big pigs just because of board space. Like if somehow we end up with too much board space, it could take the Reduplicator activation, which we don't want at this point. So I think it's a bit risky, but I think it's powerful enough that it's worth trying here. We did find a Pigomorph, so we could have taken the wand there, but I think the Singing Sword is still the correct play there. And the pigs did not steal our Reduplicator activation, so our Pumpkin spawns a Cupid, and you can see that we get 2 more Cupids in slots I guess they would have spawned. I'm not sure exactly where they would spawn, but they spawned in 1 and 2 anyways. But those could be from the Doom Breaths. Anyhow, we managed to like Omega scam them with the Cupids, and we're pretty low percentage chance to actually win that fight. So like we got very lucky with that scam, getting 5 Cupids, of course, and them having the right kind of board for Cupids to be good against. Very fortunate for us. So we do have to do that once, maybe even twice more, since our pumpkin isn't upgraded. We're not doing a ton of damage here. We do have a ton of golden units, but there's no real guarantee that they're all going to survive against a board that's definitely stronger than ours. All right, we're going to take a cat's call here. It's going to add a bunch of stats to our board and hopefully block for our Medusa. All right, Doom Breath doesn't get the first Doom Breath doesn't get quite as good a hit, but the second one does finish off their back row. But they still have a ton of stats on their front row here, and that Medusa is a huge problem for us. I mean, the not as big, I guess, as this Burnbeard is. But we do manage to take out one of the Burnbeards, and unfortunately, attacks go not quite in our favor at the end there, and we do lose the combat. Again, we are not favored in these combats. It's like relatively close. Like we're around 40%, and with like a 10% to tie. So I mean, it's kind of within the margin of error, but in general, they are favored in these combats. But like again, it's within the margin of error, very scammable. So it can definitely go either way. The fact that they have Hat Fork Ball means they're improving by a lot every single turn as well, and they already have like the Ashwood plus Burnbeard combo. It depends. I guess it depends on whether like their units are Mix-a-Wizzled or TLK'd, and they added a second very large Medusa, which is very problematic for us. We do get a couple good scam units here though, and yeah, the Medusa and the Cupid both getting great attacks in, and as well as our original Medusa getting the final attack in there. Things work out extremely well for us. Again, combats are generally like a little bit lopsided in their favor, but not so much that it's unlikely that we win. And yeah, we get another fortunate outcome there. We're considering the shard there, but there's too many misses for us to take it. I think yeah, the chat and I agreed that we should probably look for a Pigamorph or something. And yeah, like I said, the opponent was favored in these combats. So like it seemed like the opponent had conceded, which is actually not what happened. So like again, like I said, this is a wild finish, and you'll notice that this opponent was on 2 health here, and apparently they came into my chat afterwards. After my chat and I were kind of trying to figure out what had happened, and they came in and said that they were finishing off their spell turn, and they cast a Genie's Wish, which casts a random spell, and random spell hit Forbidden Fruit and actually killed them. So yeah, again, they are favored to win. So we were like, why would they concede? Why would they concede here? I don't understand. But yeah, just a random Forbidden Fruit gives us the victory here, and yeah, this was again, this was a wild finish. It was a really tight finals here, and yeah, I just it was nice to see Reduplicator shine for once, outside of like an animals comp kind of thing as well. So yeah, this was a fun one, and yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this one. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.